Now we're going to take a look at the 3AA playoffs, and we've had Jeff to join us. First game that we're going to take a look at is another mountain team, a MAC team that had TCR, ACR, Asheville, McDowell, and this is Erwin. And Erwin is coming down to play Statesville. So the Hounds are, making a little run this year in the playoffs. Actually, in the season, they're 11-1. I forget where we have them in our power poll. Do you remember where
I believe they're in the top 10. Yeah. They may be at number 10, but they're in the top 10 in the power poll. They've been very impressive all year long.
They have been very impressive all year long. Max Preps is picking a 45-42 ball game. We were talking off camera. Obviously, we don't know a lot about the mountain teams. We don't have really anybody on the board talking about mountain teams. So what we get is maybe what we see or hear, or we have to base things on previous experience. I've seen Erwin in the past, and they are a more they're not your traditional power football team. And in the Mountain Conference, they're probably one of the more wide open teams, spreading the ball around. So their style of play is maybe a little more accustomed to what you see down in this area. But now we're kind of stepping into 3A football. As you get out of big 4A football, you get into less of the spread it around, throw it around teams, and you get more into teams that are running veers or wings or some of the more power traditional offenses. Statesville is also a program that's noted for being athletic. Having good speed. I think we're going to have a similar situation that we talk about at Statesville. It's not Charlotte, but still, when you come down out of the mountains into the foothills and you get into this more level ground, we seem to run a little bit faster and move a little bit better. And that might be an unfair statement, but that's just the way I see it in football. And I think that I don't think this game's going to be as close as Max Preps is predicting. I'm thinking that this is going to be more like a 3-score ball game for Statesville. That's my thought.
Yeah, I don't see Erwin keeping up with the Statesville Greyhounds' athleticism and speed. I haven't really seen them play this year. I've seen a few highlights of them. And I know they've played some very good teams such as West Rowan and East Rowan and South Iredell, who was like in a 3-way tie for the Catawba Valley Athletic Conference with Newton Conover. So those are some things I know about Statesville, and a lot of their wins weren't very close. And they took West Rowan to the woodshed, and Erwin barely got past Asheville last week, and of course they blew Asheville out the week before, and it's hard to beat even a decent team twice, so can't really hold that against them. But based on what Statesville did to their conference rival Inca last week, and I think Erwin's a little bit better than Inca, but I see Statesville running away at least like a 45-21 ball game. It's going to be my pick.
Yeah, they beat Inca 62-22, by the way. Another mountain conference. All these teams out of the same conference.
Statesville has a quarterback. I believe his name is Parker. He's signed with Virginia Tech, from what I understand. So he's obviously a great talent. And all season long, Statesville's put up big numbers on offense. I believe they're more of a spread team. They use that athleticism to their advantage. Like I said, they're in the power poll, and they've been winning consistently week in and week out. And Erwin, they are more of a spread team. And I believe, Jeff, you mentioned they upset South Point in the playoffs a couple years ago. I don't think they're going to catch Statesville off guard like they caught South Point off guard maybe back then. Being a spread team from the mountains, I don't think that helps Erwin in this case. If anything, it helps, Statesville, not to see a power team, to see someone that does the same things they do. I think it may be a little easier on them defensively. So I'm definitely going to take Statesville here to move on to the third round.
Yeah, I think I've had Statesville almost every week in the top 10, in my top 10. Like Jeff mentioned, you know, they play tough competition. You know, West Rowan's nobody's pushover. We'll be talking about them here in just a few minutes, but obviously you can handle a West Rowan team. You can play them well. You can play just about anybody well in 3AA. So looks like we all are picking Statesville to win this one.